Happy Sauvignon Blanc Day. I'm Claire Fleming from the blog fromthegrapevine.uk, and for Wines for the Weekend I've got 3 Sauvignon Blancs to tell you about this morning. So what do we know about Sauvignon Blanc? Well, it's grown worldwide. You'll find it in a whole range of countries. We obviously know New Zealand. We've got a French one to try. There's Chile. You can find it in smaller countries. Moldova even produce Sauvignon Blanc. So it is a very popular grape and it's loved, and you'll find plenty of it in the supermarkets. It's also quite a distinctive white wine. I think if you're used to Sauvignon Blanc, you can kind of identify it quite quickly. You know what it tastes like. And it is also grown and produced in a range of different styles. So we've got 3 dry wines here, but they can make it into a sweet wine as they do in Bordeaux. You can also have sparkling Sauvignon Blancs. And sometimes as well, these are very young wines, but you can get aged Sauvignon Blancs as well. Some people can put them in barrels for years and create a real kind of toasty Sauvignon Blanc. And that will add to the price tag as well. So 3 for you to try. We're going to start with the French wine today. This one is from Sancerre on the Loire Valley. Now, I should be cycling along the Loire Valley and trying all the different wines they've got there. So I have actually pushed the budget a little bit on this one. If you think of the Loire Valley like shopping along 5th Avenue in New York, we've gone to Tiffany's for this one. So Sancerre, a very prestigious area for Sauvignon Blanc, along with the Pouilly-Fumé, which is on the opposite side of the Loire Valley. So let's have a taste. The colour compared to the other 2, a little bit, just fractionally more golden, a little bit deeper in colour there. And we're getting sort of lots of green appley fruit off the scent. Not as pungent as you might expect from a New Zealand one. We'll explore that in a moment. And now the thing about Sauvignon Blanc is you do get absolute razor sharp acidity. Yeah, saliva floods into your mouth after you've taken a sip. And that sounds like it's a bad thing, but acidity in grapes is a great thing. If you're pairing it with food, it can cut through fat. And obviously, because your mouth is being washed out to try and get back to a neutral state, it makes you want to have another sip, which I'm not going to do. It's probably a bit too early in the day for that, just at the moment. But this one is La Rouette Sancerre. You can buy it in Marks and Spencer's for £15. So now we're going to move down under to New Zealand, where we're going to go to the location of Marlborough, which is on the South Island, on the north bit of the South Island. And that's where they get loads of glorious sunshine. The days are long and dry and sunny. And it turns out that's 70% of New Zealand's wine, including a lot of Sauvignon Blanc. So you've got quite a lot of famous names there. You've got Villa Maria, you've got Cloudy Bay, very prestigious Sauvignon Blanc producer. This one's one of my favourite producers, St Clair Winery. They are a family winery and they've been going since the 1970s. Produced really good, typically New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs. So I like the name of this one. It's called Reverend Sloane, and that's named after the Reverend John Sloane, who came and blessed the land that the very first vines were planted on in Blenheim, the part of Marlborough where they grow a lot of Sauvignon Blanc. So they've put a nod to him on the wine, which is really nice. So let's have a taste of this one. This one is from Sainsbury's, £14 for this bottle. And oh, you get a really pronounced nose, as you would expect from a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. It sort of hits your nostrils, that explosion of citrus fruit and grapefruit and lime hitting at you. And yeah, very much as you'd expect from a typical New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. If you do like them, I would thoroughly recommend going and getting yourself a bottle of this for a treat. So that's our New Zealand one. And as I say, there's plenty of other ones in the supermarket shelves. If you go to the New Zealand section, you will have no shortage at a whole range of price brackets as well for your New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs. So let's go to Chile now for our 3rd and final wine. We're going to the foothills of the Andes, and the wonderful thing about Chile is they've got a beautiful climate for winemaking. You've got the lovely winds coming off the Pacific Ocean. You've got the temperature of the Pacific regulating temperatures in Chile. You've got the mountains to give you altitude. So this one is from a producer called Viña Indomita, and they're branding it as the Zapa range. Now, from this fertile valley of the Casablanca Valley, we have a wine here which again smells very different to the previous two. This one is a lot more green vegetable, almost sort of like asparagus. I'm going to put my neck out. Now, some people would be cruel and perhaps call it a cat pee wine. That's a recognised term, I think, for some Sauvignon Blancs that have that herbaceousness to it. And again, those tastes are coming through on the palate. That's, yeah, very, if you were having an asparagus salad, that would pair beautifully. So there's 3 very different wines there. These 2 pricier, and I know if I was doing this with Graham Rogers on BBC Wiltshire, he'd say, you know, is it worth paying the extra? This is almost twice the price of this one. And I think it's all a matter of what you like. If you try this one and love it, I think you'll want to buy it again. If you're watching your pennies and just prefer this one, then go for that. So it's all in the eye of the beholder. So I hope you've enjoyed our little whiz through some Sauvignon Blancs for World Sauvignon Blanc Day. If you love your Sauvignon Blancs and you're in the Swindon area, you might want to come and join me for a live wine tasting once we're all out of lockdown. I'll be doing a charity wine tasting focusing solely on Sauvignon Blancs. We'll have 6, at least 6 for you to try from different parts of the world. So we're doing that at the Christchurch Community Centre on Friday, October the 23rd. If you want more details, the tickets are on sale now and you can visit the blog for more details. So until the next time, which shall I choose? I'm going to choose my favourite Sinclair. Cheers.